So, I wanted to talk about the way by which we explain God, the universe, and reality, and everything. Now, if this happens in the Amazonian jungle, that would be explained through nature, the gods of nature and spirits of nature speaking to man and a loving mother, for example, in a jungle, ayahuasca, Pachamama. Then if that happens in the deserts of Syria or Iran, Iraq, then that would be explained in mathematical mandalas, in sky visible geometries of pure over desert skies. Then if this would need to happen in a technologically advanced Western world, you would have that explanation based on technologies such as computers, matrix code, simulation, programming. It is the human brain searching for meaning through the impressions of the surrounding world that the brain has been trained or impressed on. So what you have is nothing like reality itself. You can call it spiritual, you can call it programming, you can call it agnostic or godlike religious. You could explain it with matrix computer code, you could explain it with forest spirits of the plants, and you could explain it with mandalas and deities and geometries, but it's just an illusion projected on the mathematical structure of the neural networks of the brain. It is like you have, for example, a limitless full spectrum light falling down on a receptor, being filtered through certain stained glass colors, colored glass. So what you'll have is you only perceive that which is visible to you through the filter, and our brains are this filter, mathematical machines, computational. And mycelium of the mushrooms would rather maybe experience this differently, and the photosensitive cells on plants would experience it differently. And eventually, essentially, reality is nothing but the interpretation of it, and these religious and spiritual explanations of it are coming down to, again, to the environment through which brain has been trained on and accustomed to. So basically nothing is real, only the perception of it. And you could hear me talking about simulation, and you could have religious spiritual leaders talk about God and angels, and you could have Buddhists talk about and Krishna followers, and Hinduists talk about different kinds of entities and explanations of reality, some of it physical, some of it metaphysical, but none of it is really corresponding to any truth. Even people taking DMT, dimethyltryptamine, saying that they're breaking through reality and experiencing different dimensions. That is still an experience that is filtered through the structure of the brain and its computational capabilities, however augmented and extended. But it is not really real. It is just the closest interpretation that the brain can provide to the conscious part of it, of the experience, whatever it is. Meaning, if you are a human, you cannot experience whatever this reality is as a god or as it is. if you're a fly, or a hamster, or a dog, or a dolphin, or a flower, you cannot experience reality the way a human would. If you're an ant, you cannot experience reality the way a human would experience reality. The same way if you are a human, you cannot experience reality as an ant. And whatever the structure that is experiencing reality, it is limited by the filter through which it experiences it. So it's an illusion projected on the boundary between the entity experiencing it and the actual source of reality, which is so powerful and energetic and beyond explanation and understanding. So it is pointless. And when I talk about simulation theory, it's just one mathematical formulated way or culturally feasible and resonating way of explaining a structure below the structure of a reality, and you know what I mean, you get what I mean. This is just a quick jump in from the Sea Garden of Varna City in Bulgaria. Short video to keep my YouTube channel running. If you would like to see more and have me as a company on your screen or on your headphones and speaker, just subscribe and like the video. This helps me measure and gauge interest. So bye now.